So a few weeks ago, a fellow out of Canada who's a thrower said he had some yo-yo tops that he's made, and he sells these, I think, very small runs of these, called the Yoji Yo-Yo. He has two models, one the fly, and the other's just the Yo-Yo. The fly is in a kind of a butterfly shape. I thought, well, I'll do some talking on a little bit about collecting yo-yo top combination. Here's the Yoji Yo-Yo spinning. Obviously spins as a top. It throws as a yo-yo as well. It's a fixed axle yo-yo with wood axle, so you can see that it lasts about as long as your usual fixed axle. So that's the Yoji Yo-Yo. I think you can track him down and buy those yo-yos. I'll try and post later whatever information he has on it. So I decided to do a little short featurette on yo-yo top collecting. Here's the first patent that I'm aware of. And here is a classic yo-yo top, the Gyro Yo-Yo top. It was probably the second patent made on a yo-yo. And you can pick these up on eBay anywhere from, in the box, $20, $30. This is a nice yo-yo, probably from the 50s. This particular one, there's several permutations of this. This next one I'm going to show you is very similar. It's called the Whismo, and I think Hasbro made a later version of the Whismo. They're basically all the same. Again, this is very early. I might pay a little bit more for this because of the unusual packaging, 25 to maybe $40 for that. The Hasbro one, which I'm not going to show, but is probably the most common, but it looks exactly like that. You pick them up for $25. If they're loose, you can probably pick them up for $15. Now, here's a yo-yo top. Now, this is interesting because this is from Germany. This was made and in the sector when the American sector. So this is from the 1950s. But this particular design goes back to the 1930s. So ones from the 1930s will, in the box, you're probably talking several $100s for them. And they come with a little spring that attaches to that end piece there. And it does have a writing on the inside, I forget what it says, American sector or something like that, made in occupied Germany or something like that. So those are nice finds. Loose like this, you're probably talking $40 to $100, maybe $100, 100 plus if they're mint in box, if they're the new ones. The earlier ones, though, if they have the spring with it and work well as this kind of bouncing yo-yo top, then you're talking several $100 for those. So those are real nice ones to have. Now, here's a pretty collectible one. This is the Double Doozer by Canada Games. This is one of the last yo-yo by Canada Games. This is a yo-yo top. You see the cone there, the little nose cone. They're really hard to find with that nose cone. Now, I was surprised. I was reading somewhere about a wooden nose cone. I don't know if that's true. The only nose cones I have are plastic. So I don't know if those happen to be reproductions and it came in originally in wood or not. But there were two versions here. I forgot what this one is. Maybe I can read it. The little doozer, and then there's the other doozer. So both pretty collectible yo-yos. If you're picking them up with the nose cones, you're probably in mint condition. You're probably talking anywhere from $50 to $85 for those. Those are real nice. Now, I don't remember the name of this. I think I had it in the box. I took it out, so now I don't remember. But the weird thing about this is the outer shells spin independently. You can see it's independent of the yo-yo itself. It works as a yo-yo and as a top. I don't know why that independent spinning is there. It may help it in some way. Maybe somebody can fill me in on that. Gemini Gyro, if there's one that is highly collectible, the high price paid for one of these is $495. There was a limited run. This is a Yomega Yo-Yo. It works as a top and as a yo-yo. But I've seen them a lot lower than that. I haven't seen any recently go off for auction, so I don't know. But you might expect to pay a couple hundred. This one, I believe, is still available, the Yo Squared. Now, it's weird because the way it's balanced, it looks like a top, and I haven't thrown it, so I'm going to assume it's balanced, so it will play as a yo-yo and then obviously as a top. So somebody can chime in and tell me their experiences with that particular yo-yo top combination. I don't remember what the retail price was. Now, we're going to move over here to the Twin Twirlers. This is another incredibly highly collectible top yo-yo combination. These are patches from their contest and trophy. This was, they ran contests back in around 1964, had a world championships at the World Fair. They came in several different models. Of course, all plastic yo-yos. I recommend collecting on the card if they came on the card. Now, I forgot the name of that one. This next one is the Eagle model, and I'm blocking on the name of the first one. I think it was the Bat, but I'm not sure. Let me see what this one shows up as. So different prices. Let's see. That one is the Falcon model. So the first one was the Bat. That was the clear plastic. And there's two types of Falcon models to be collected in my mind. That one, and then this is a Swirl-plastic or mixed plastic model, which in my mind, all the mixed plastic, Swirl-plastics are a little more collectible. And these yo-yos are going to tend to run in the anywhere from $25 to $60 if they're in the package. The patches are, of course, highly collectible. I have no idea what they would go for. There are very few of those out there, and as well as that trophy. So anyway, that's an overview of yo-yo tops.